explosives or maybe lack of explosives against San Francisco? What did you like in that part of the game?
I just think when you limit explosives, it really like comes to execution. You know, like the ability to execute the call, the ability to communicate, and the understand of what they're trying to attack, taking away the deeper throw maybe, or making sure they don't. You're not in your gap. You're making a play. You're covering someone else. Those are the areas like tackles. Those things create explosives when you miss those things. And last week we didn't, and we played clean, and it helped us a lot. Especially because what happens is suddenly you put yourselves in good third down situations, and you can get off the field.
2 weeks in a row now, the run defense has been strong for you guys. What do you feel like helped you turn that corner?
I just think as you're going through it, it's like it's the evolution of the defense. You know, like there's a lot of things. There's some new guys that have come in, they've helped, but also like the guys up front, they're playing better. They're understanding of what we're trying to do and how we're trying to affect the game up front. I think those things stacked on top of each other are just, as you go, you should constantly improve, and they're the things we're seeing.
You guys have been chasing this kind of performance all season, one thing after another. How gratifying is it and how fun is it to now start to dream about what you can build on from here and maybe unlock that you haven't been able to do before?
I think those are dangerous things. I think like you keep looking at it objectively. There's things you need to fix. We had some third down losses that we shouldn't have had. You know, if you look at the game, that when those games go one way or the other, when you win it, you might not see it, but you need to see them. You need to see those things, and when things don't go as well, you need to see the good things and how you evaluate those things. So I think for us, keeping that balance, I think you just see a little bit more consistency, and we've got to keep pushing that. We've got to keep growing it in practice, and it's got outcome in the game.
The third down losses that you mentioned, how big of a factor was not getting enough pressure on Purdy in those situations?
Yeah, a couple of times. It was hard because they're protecting with 7 guys, you know, 6 guys at a time, and when you got 4 guys coming, it was just hard. Some of the games, some of the way they rush it, they got caught on edges, and it does get frustrating at sometimes, but you just got to keep going.
Kyler Murray's interceptions are way down this year, and all that. Kind of what are you seeing from him, and how they seem like they're being really efficient on offense?
Yeah, they are being really efficient. They at times they remind me of like when those guys were at Philly. The way they stay in front of the sticks, the way they get themselves manageable third downs, and the way they get in situations where they can either run or pass on third down. And Kyler Murray can use his legs. They're doing a great job. They play the right way.
In the last 2 years, how have you noticed the Cardinals from what you used to facing offensively? It seems like Gannon's changed them.
Yeah, like I said, like coming from the NFC East, they do some similar things, and the way they play, the way they respect, like looking after the football, staying in front of the sticks, they are doing a really good job, and the outcome shows every week.
Does McBride remind you of any other tight end who catches a lot of passes at all?
No, he's a very good player. Very good player with the ball in his hands, good route runner. No, you have to respect his game.
Tyrese Knight how would you, his ability now to shed blocks and recognize a play, and then equate that to how he's moving laterally. Have you seen improvement in those 3 areas?
Yeah, definitely. You know, like you think, like in linebacker is quite an instinctual position. You know, like if you think about it conceptually, you have to finish on the football. You have to play sideline to sideline, move forwards, and your job is to finish on the football at most of every play. So he had that coming in, but now you can see his growth and understanding of the system. He's allowing himself to put himself in positions to like make the play faster, get on and off blocks, show up on the football faster, and you're seeing that. And like him playing next to EJ with EJ's experience is helping him a lot.
How's Draymond Jones doing with containment specifically?
Yeah, I think like it's funny, like Dre's played a long time in the NFL, but he played 3 technique. And now, like, he came here and he was playing 3 technique, and then when Leo came, he moved outside, and we're using him outside, and we use him inside as a rusher. That's a growth, and I feel like Dre is one of those guys that is improving week by week. I thought he had a really good game against the 49ers. You saw him setting edges, you saw him rushing, and I'm excited for him.
What do you like about what Coby Bryant has done since he stepped into the starting role?
Yeah, I think Coby's a dog. Like, the way he approaches the game, I thought, like I said to you guys last week, the week before, I think his third level coming out the breaks and making those tackles, I've really improved. I've seen that on his tape, and he has the ability to play like, we call it red line to red line, where he can come out the post and make those plays near the sideline. Like, I'm excited for him. He's doing a good job, and he keeps improving. His communication is getting much better.
You've got a quarterback like Kyler Murray who can beat you with his arm or with his legs. How do you emphasize getting after the quarterback, but also making sure that he doesn't leak through and run for
a lot of it's about communication. A lot of it's about understanding what the man's next to you is doing. And I think when you're doing it right as a front, they should be doing that every week. You know, like it changes, and it changes for the guy that takes the snap and how you attack it. If you're playing guys not as mobile, you might do it a different way. But like how those four guys work in unison is like a weekly thing. And this week, obviously, you answer the question in the question you asked. Is that everyone has to understand their rush lanes, understand how they penetrate, and don't get too far upfield.
Has these power issues affected how you guys have had to prepare this week at all? Or?
They always affect it, but like I think you just have to embrace it, and like every week you're adapting to something, and you just move forward. You just go.
It seems like Byron Murphy was getting a lot of snaps at nose in this game. Is that an area that you feel like he is best suited for, or anything specific in that matchup that had him there a little bit more?
No, it's just like really like he shares some reps with Hank, and they both have the ability to play nose. Byron can also play at 3 technique. Hank came in the league playing at 3 technique. I just think sometimes we're in 5 down, it puts him in that position. Sometimes when we're in 4 down, they can slide the front to put him in different positions. It's just his ability to be that versatile helps us immensely.
Since you mentioned Hank, you've been around him a lot.
Yeah.
Seen that first interception. What'd you
How
think
cool
of
was that? Got about this high off the ground, didn't it? No, it was so cool. Like to hear him say, "This is 12th year in the league, and that's his first interception." You're there to see it, and kind of the guy you saw it. I love the way it shows it on the screen when we have power, but like when he catches the interception, he runs to the end zone, nearly the whole defense run down. So happy for him. Those moments are like why you coach.
You know, he was afraid to get tackled.
Yeah, he went straight down.
Yeah.
He made a business decision. I think you see it. Like comes out. I think he had 13 tackles in the game. I think he does a good job of playing off the guys in front of him, you know. And he thrived in that in LA. You know, like playing off someone like Aaron Donald and people like that. Their instincts up front, they're not always where the piece of paper says they're meant to be, but they're making plays. And his ability to play off them, I saw it on his film when I watched his film, but he does it with the guys up front that we have now. He does a very good job of leading them, like talking to them, making them understand what we need as a defense. And I'm really excited for him. He's doing a good job.
The part about him playing off the guys in front of him, were you impressed by that, given that he just picked the guys in front of him?
Yeah. You are, but like that, he's a very mature man, like young man. It's like you see that, like he's got confidence inside him, and it comes out. And I think that kind of authentic confidence the guys buy into, and he just wants to play as a dog.
Julian mentioned that Jarran Reed, some of the other leaders talked about bringing some of the LOB attack mentality to practice since before the Rams game. Have you noticed that? Have you seen a difference in the practicing of the players the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think like we try and make that practice is most important. You know, like you talk about LOB, like that's in the fabric of this place. Like as much as I don't know if I've met the guys a couple of times, but like that's stuff that I like working for DQ and stuff like that. I've grown like come in this league watching that, and things like that don't just happen. They happen because people do it on a day-to-day basis, and Jarran sharing that experience, and that's what you want. You know, that's how you become a team that is playing when the teams need to be playing at the end of the year, is by the way you practice, the way you go about your business, the way you communicate, the way you prepare. So, no, it's great that he said that. You guys?
Thanks, AD.
Thanks, guys. Take care.